call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Director Brooks is here via Zoom, and he might have to leave early, so Director Lukoc has his proxies. Approval of the minutes. Need a motion for the June 25th regular meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from the June 25th meeting.
Thank you, Kathleen. Kim, thank you. Is there any changes, questions, comments? Nope. All right, all in favor? All right, 9-0. And now the work session from July 16th, those minutes.
Jason, can you just announce that Deborah has Bob's proxy?
I did.
Where was I?
For Doug, Deborah has Bob's proxy.
I move to approve the minutes from the board work session on July 16th, 2026.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Dave. Any questions, comments, changes, corrections, or anything on that one? Nope. All right, all in favor? Thank you, 9-0. And we have, Tom's doing all the advisory committee reports this month, so. take it away.
So the rec committee, they met. They did not have a quorum, so I'm not going to give a report. They did end up meeting, and so if you want to go onto our website and watch what they did cover on an unofficial basis, you can watch what they covered. Lakes, they gave me a summary. They elected their new officers, Matt Champagne as chair, Kevin Adelson as vice chair, and Jeff Rattay as secretary. Rick Eccles gave a detailed report on the location of no wake and no ski buoys, and the committee voted in favor of the recommended location, which were the historical locations of those buoys. The committee welcomed Kelly Austin as a new member, actually a returning member, and thanked outgoing member Rob Montgomery. The committee finalized their recommendation for the 27 capital recommendations. It was reported that the grass carp funnel trap still needs work. It has not caught any grass carp at this time, so they're going to be making some tweaks to that. And Rick reported that they found a native species of northern milfoil, which is an aquatic plant, and they have it in quarantine to make sure that it does not have any invasive riders, as they're saying, and that will be put on the lake to encourage growth. Golf does not have a report. Ruth contacted us just a few minutes ago, and she said she was ill, sounded like she was ill, and so we don't have a report for golf. You can go onto the website and view the video for the minutes for the meeting. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Beth?
Detailed financials and this presentation will be on the website. Starting with the consolidated results year to date, EBITDA reached $3.5 million, better than budget by $1.5 million, and prior year by almost $2 million, $1.9 million. Revenue finished year to date 1.1 better than budget and 2.6 million better than prior year. COGS and expenses combined were 392,000 better than budget and 777 worse than prior year. Looking at the POA only for just the month of June, EBITDA reached $481,000 in June, was better than budget by $71,000 and prior year by $323,000. That was due to strong revenue and controlled expenses. You can see the revenue, the graphs on the left. The revenue beat budget and prior year, and COGS and expenses combined also beat budget and prior year for the month. Some highlights for June at the POA. Golf operations revenue was $20,000 better than budget for the month, then year-to-date $431,000 better. Lot sales were $91,000 better than budget in June, and year-to-date $155,000 better. And activity card revenue was $27,000 better than budget in June, which offset some of softness earlier in the year, so now they are year-to-date $18,000 better than budget. Some misses for the month was recreation revenues were $22,000 worse than budget in June, and that's what they are year-to-date, worse than budget as well. Membership transfer fees were $8,000 worse than budget, and year-to-date $65,000 worse than budget. We've been talking all year about these favorable expense timing variances with just the timing of budget versus actual expenses. Some of those, the deferred costs benefiting POA and the health, dental, and life resulted in that being $67,000 better than budget in June and $201,000 year-to-date, and we do expect a big portion of this variance to diminish as the year progresses, yet still. Other timing variances include maintenance and repairs, equipment and tools, outside contracts, professional services. Those are all better than budget year to date, and we expect to still see those variances diminish as the year progresses. Switching now to water for the month of June. The EBITDA was $490,000, which was better than budget by $75,000 and $50,000 better than prior year. Again, strong revenue. It beat budget in prior year. Cost of goods sold was at 37% of sales, which was worse than budget and prior year. And expense variances and timing on those is also affecting water, with the operating expenses better than budget by $53,000, but worse than prior year by $43,000. And just a quick look at just the second quarter, so April, May, June. That's the POA results for the second quarter only. You'll see that the EBITDA beat budget in prior year by quite a bit, revenue as well. COGS and expenses were worse than budget for the second quarter, reflecting that partial catch-up of expense savings from those Q1 variances against budget. And the water second quarter review, the EBITDA reached $1.2 million. It beat budget in prior year. Revenue also beat budget in prior year. COGS and expenses were worse than budget in the second quarter by just $9,000 and $195,000 worse than second quarter last year. Moving to cash and debt, the POA has $2.6 million in operating funds, $825,000 in reserves, and water has $2.3 million in operating funds and $5.1 million in reserves. The POA did pay its yearly principal payment of $330,000 to the water utility at the beginning of June, which brought that outstanding debt balance to $2.77 million, and the POA is paying the water utility interest year-to-date of $69,000. The POA has bank loans totaling $5.6 million. Year-to-date, we have paid $141,000 in principal on those loans, and we continue to make those scheduled payments in compliance with the loan agreements. And to the one-pager, to the left is how all the departments are doing compared to budget year-to-date. You'll see that golf operations is winning with $386,000 better than budget, and water is close behind at $352,000 better than budget. So Daryl and Charlie are racing against each other there for top bill. Only 3 departments are worse than budget: IT, Human Resources, and Central Admin. The POA year-to-date is 1.1 million better than budget, and we've already talked about the debt and the cash reserve. Any questions?
Beth, I think I missed it. You said recreation was down 22,000 over last year?
Yes, year-to-date and just for the month.
And what was that? What drove that?
I think it was weather, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think that is what Roland had said in his department. I believe it was largely weather in June. Yeah.
And that's, it's made a soft, like in the marina, that falls under there. So when there's bad weather, people aren't gonna rent the boats.
Pools, yeah.
They're not gonna come to the campground if it's raining.
And they're not going to go swimming either, yeah.
Yeah.
Or play tennis.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anything else for Beth? Thank you, Beth. Turn it on. Yes, please. Okay, next on the agenda is we did have an executive session on July 9th. It was West Side Water Tower contract. The board had previously approved a portion of the West Side Water Tower project, which was part of the 2026 capital budget. In the executive session, the board gave authorization to move forward with the next step of the 3-year project. Director Brooks made the motion authorizing management to move forward with the contract as presented to the West Side Water Tower. Director Patillo seconded, and the motion passed unanimously 9-0. And we don't have any emails, correct, Jessica? But we have somebody that wants to talk. JB's moving from director to member.
And lowering the mic so I can talk in it. Okay. You know, this is something that's been on my mind for a long time, so don't think you guys are special tonight, because I'm doing the same thing at the next city council meeting, okay? So this is for everybody. All right, good evening, everybody. Bella Vista is unique because our community is serviced by several organizations, each with an important role. The city provides municipal services and plans for our future. The Property Owners Association manages many of the amenities and common properties that make this a desirable place to live and furnishes our water. The Architectural Control Committee, which is now kind of part of the POA but separate, helps preserve the character and appearance of our neighborhoods. And our joint advisory committees bring representatives together to address issues that affect all of us. While each of these organizations has a different mission, none operates in a vacuum. Decisions made by one often influence the work of the others. That's why it's so important that every elected, appointed, volunteer should understand what's happening across all of these organizations, not just the one they serve. Sorry. Being informed leads to make better decisions. It helps us avoid duplication, anticipate challenges, it identifies opportunity for collaboration, and ensures that our efforts complement each other rather than conflict. It also allows us to answer residents' questions with a broader understanding of the issues facing our community so that they don't go to social media for their answers. Our residents don't separate their daily lives into city, POA, and ACC. They just don't. They simply expect Bella Vista to function well. They want safe streets, attractive neighborhoods, quality amenities, responsible planning, and leaders who communicate and work together. The joint advisory committees are an excellent example of that cooperation. I haven't been on one of those until this year, so now I truly understand the importance of those joint advisory committees. They provide a place to share information, discuss concerns, and develop solutions that benefit the entire community. The more familiar elected officials are with those discussions, the more effective they are in serving the public. No one organization has all the answers. But when city leaders, POA directors, ACC members, and joint advisory committee representatives stay informed and respect each other's roles, we build a stronger relationship, make better decisions, and create better outcomes for BV. Staying informed isn't simply good governance, it's good stewardship that trusts our residents have placed and solidify the trust that our residents have in place for us. By working together, being informed, communicating openly, and understanding the bigger picture, we can continue building a Bella Vista that serves today's residents while preparing wisely for tomorrow. Thank you. I timed that at exactly 3 minutes.
Thank you, JB. Do you have any rebuttal?
You know, every once in a while, a property owner will ask if we cooperate with the city and the ACC and so forth. And I'd say we have overall a very good relationship with the city. I talk to the mayor on a regular basis. So I think that's good. Clearly, the POA and the ACC are going to be working very closely together. But also of interest is on the ACC Rules and Regulations Committee. I think that's a really good example. Taylor from the city is looking into serving as a consultant or ex officio member. She can't serve on the committee, but she can consult. Also, we have invited 2 members of the city's Planning Commission to serve on the Rules and Regulations Committee. I've received one yes, and I'm waiting for an answer on the other one. So I think what we're trying to do is do what we've been doing for a very long time, which is to cooperate and work together to benefit our community.
So this was timely.
Perfect
You
time.
were awesome. Yes, thank you.
Very well done. Very well done. Next on the agenda is Joint Advisory Committee nominations. We have 2 on the agenda, and I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at Ms. Kimberly. This came in
about an hour ago. It is completely up to the board. If you want to kick this to next month and consider, and so you can put more consideration into this nomination. It did go through the normal process. Unfortunately, Jessica and I were just not aware of it. Keeping in mind that the last Recreation Committee meeting they didn't hit quorum, so they didn't have a normal meeting. So they actually did this via email, which they've done before. So you can vote on this tonight, or you can delay till next month. It's totally up to you, but we got it to you as quickly as we could.
I make a motion, we vote on it this evening unless anybody has any real issues.
I second that.
all in favor of voting on her? Okay, perfect. The committee did their due diligence, so absolutely. Okay, so we will add, well, let's just do Kimberly first, since we're talking about Kimberly. I need a motion to approve Kimberly for the rec committee.
I make a motion affirming the nomination of Kimberly Cook to the Recreation Committee.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Second.
Thanks, Jeff. Any discussion about Ms. Kimberly? No? All in favor? 9-0, thank you. Thank you for volunteering, Kimberly. The next one is Kelly Austin for the Lakes Committee. Need a motion.
I make a motion affirming the nomination of Kelly Austin to the Lake Committee.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Jackie. We've talked about Kelly a couple times, so anything else on Kelly? All right, all in favor? Thank you, 9-0. And Mr. Keith for the Golf Committee.
I make a motion that Keith Eames be accepted to the Golf Committee.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jeff. Any additional comments on Keith? Nope. All right, all in favor? 9-0, thank you. All right, that took care of those. Rules and Reg Committee, policies under review. All these are second finals, right? Yes.
These are all second and final. These are all have to do with updating the policies with regards to the POA managing the ACC. There are more extensive videos from previous Rules and Regulations Committee meetings and from last month's regular meeting regarding the content of this. But we're working through this. And we encourage a second and final vote so we can move forward with the taking over of the ACC effective August 1st.
And we say this usually, pretty much every time on the second readings. We go through these quick because we've seen them five times, 6 times, so. All right, we'll go down the list here and need a motion for policy 1.01 definitions.
I move to approve the suggested changes to policy 1.00 definitions. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Jeff.
Second.
Thank you, Kim. Any further comments, discussion on this one? Nope. All right, all in favor? 9-0, thank you. Policy 1.03.2 election committee.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to policy 1.03.2 election committee. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Second.
Thank you, Deborah. Any further discussion on that one? Nope. All right, all in favor? 9-0, thank you. Policy 3.08, requests for use of common property.
I make a motion for policy 3.08, request for use of common property. This is the second reading
Thank you, Dave.
of 2 readings.
Second.
Thanks, Kim. Any conversation further on that one? Nope. All in favor? Okey-doke. I'm getting close to the end. Policy 3.09, dock and boat house.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to policy 3.09 dock and boat house. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Second.
Thank you.
Third, fourth.
Thank you, Deborah. Any further comments on that one? All right, all in favor? 9-0. Policy 5.07, temporary parking of vehicles.
I move to approve the suggested changes to policy 5.07, temporary parking of vehicles. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you,
Second.
Dave. Thank you, Dave. Any comments? Nope. All in favor? 9-0, thank you. Declaration, notated version.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to declaration, notated version. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Kim.
I'll second.
Thank you, Kathleen. Any further comments on that one? All right, all in favor? 9-0, thank you. And the last one, articles of incorporation, notated version.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to Articles of Incorporation, noted version. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, JB.
Second.
Thank you, Dave. Any further comments on that one? All right, all in favor? 9-0, thank you.
If I can jump in.
You can jump in.
I wanted to give the board and the community a brief update regarding the transitioning with the ACC. So we are all set for the transition effective August 1st. Yesterday, the ACC nominations and POA Elections Committee met, interviewed 12 candidates for the ACC board. We have Jessica, as corporate secretary, sent out emails today notifying all the candidates whether they were accepted or not accepted, and we are already getting RSVPs in for the first meeting, which will take place the first Thursday in August. We also sent out invitations to certain individuals to join the ACC Rules and Regulations Committee, and that committee will be meeting the first Wednesday in August. So that's moving along. The employees on Tuesday of this week went through their new employee orientation meetings as brand new employees of the POA, so that's going well. Shelley, who is in charge of our Member Resources Division, has been promoted to Director, and she will be in charge of Member Resources and the ACC, and she will be officing out of the ACC location. She's already there. The MAC department got our desk moved there very quickly, and IT got all our computers set up. And then Doug Keck, who used to work at the Metfield Member Resources Department, will be the manager of the ACC, and he is already officing out at that location. So still speed bumps. I'm sure there'll be stuff that'll happen, but so far, knock on wood, things are going well. We had a team transition meeting today. It went very well. We have another one next week already scheduled, so I'm very encouraged at how it's going so far.
Tom, I just want to compliment you and your staff on the lightning speed with which you've made this effective and efficient. And I think it serves us well to know that this is the kind of efficiency we may come to expect from the ACC. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
You said the board was chosen. When will that be publicly announced?
So the initial board has to be approved by the developer, because it is not yet August 1st.
Okay.
So I sent an email to the developer, Blue Crane, yesterday.
Okay.
I have, or this morning. This morning I sent it. I have not yet received a response. Once I receive a response, then we'll make it public. But
Perfect, thank you.
don't want to make it public and then don't have the approval.
Right.
Kim?
Tom, having known these employees, Doug Keck and Shelley Patterson, for a long time, they are so deserving of this, and I just want to notify them through the public that this is such a great move for the membership, but also for them. So
And
thank you for that.
well earned, well deserved. It's nice promotion, and it's always great to be able to promote from within.
Yes.
You know, fortunately, there's portions of the ACC's systems, specifically iWorks, we already use. So we're hoping that that's going to. Now we don't use it the same way they do, but we're optimistic that that will. You know, so we're not having to learn brand new stuff.
Well said, Kim. And I agree. Anything else before we go into the announcements?
The only thing I
Yeah, go
have, I was specifically approached by a member who wanted me to tell the POA board her appreciation for an individual, and I don't know his name, but he is sort of in charge of the beach at Lake Avalon. And she said, I had my grandkids, I had 4 grandkids with me, and he took specific care of them and was outstanding. And she said, it was unbelievable. Got them, they rented a kayak, he helped them get life jackets, paddles, showed them how to do it. I mean, went above and beyond, above and beyond. Then they went out, and of course, being grandmas, they said, just only go so far so we could still see you. And the boys, 2 12-year-olds, took off in the kayak, and we're doing great. And then someone from the lake ranger came up behind them, and they had some communication. And she said, the lake ranger couldn't have been better, was joking around with them, like, hey, we're going to race you back to the dock and things like that. And they said the boys came away with the most awesome experience, and it's their first kind of interaction with someone from enforcement, and they said it was such a positive experience. So I just wanted to say, look, thanks to whoever the young man is who runs the beach, first of all, and thanks to the lake ranger who was awesome with these kids and had fun with them, kind of gave them some tips on how to paddle better on the kayak. That's really awesome that we have people that go above and beyond, and they're not just doing their job, but they're doing more than their job.
That's a good story. Thanks, Dave, for sharing that. Anything else? All right, we'll go into announcements. All of these meetings are here in the boardroom or live streamed unless otherwise noted. Recreation JAC meeting is Monday, August 10th at 4 p.m. Lakes JAC meeting is Wednesday, August 12th at 2, followed by the Golf JAC meeting Wednesday, August 12th at 4. JB's Rule and Regs Committee meeting is Thursday, August 13th at 1:30. The next Board of Directors GM meeting, and this one is a closed meeting, is August 13th at 2:30. Our next work session is Thursday, August 20th at 9 a.m. And our next regular session is August 27th at 6 p.m. If there is nothing else, we stand adjourned.